have my concerns. I think the Warriors will be at the top of the food chain in the West. I believe the Spurs will be number 2, and I think it's going to be between the third spot between OKC and the Rockets. My concerns is, how does Russell reacclimate not being option A, B, C? Forget A, B, C, E, all of the above. Because he had 1 year to do whatever he wanted to do. How many shots you want, Russell? You want to get 45 shots? Take it. Russell, you want to just hold on to the ball, shoot it? Do it. Now you get 3 other guys. One guy is very, very similar to what Russell's skill set is, which is an ISO ball-dominant player. Paul George can play off of the ball, but sometimes he's going to want the ball in his hands. Now remember, Kevin Durant left OKC for this very reason, because he felt Russell was hogging the ball too much, and he wanted to go somewhere where the ball moved continuously. That's what my concerns are. It looks great on paper. You got Russell in his prime, coming off a historic season, MVP. Paul George, career high in points. We know Carmelo had a lot going on, Phil Jackson and the Knicks, and had all this turmoil going on. So he had someone with a down year. But we know Carmelo is an offensive juggernaut. Mm-hmm. Now, he can score the basketball. Mm-hmm. Now, by bringing in these players, they lose a lot on the bench. So it's going to be like those 3 and a lot of others. I'm going to say they'll finish. After watching Houston play, I think James Harden and Chris Paul, Skip, I think they're going to be better than what we thought. I think they can get along. I think they can coincide. To get 11, double-digit assists in the first game. I know it's the first game. I'm gonna say they'll finish. You know what? I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna say they'll finish 3rd. I think they have enough talent. They'll figure it out at some point in time. They're not going to be better than the Spurs or the Warriors. So I'll say they'll be 3rd, and the Thunder will be 3rd, and the Rockets will be 4th.
I'm pretty much with everything you just said. But in the big picture, in all my years of covering the National Basketball Association, this is the most fascinating chemistry experiment I've ever seen.
Yes.
Ever. So I'm riveted, must-see TV, night after night, to see how it doesn't work. Because I lean toward it won't, but I am rooting for it too. I know Melo. I like Melo. He was in just a terrible situation.
An unwinnable situation the last couple of years.
And I think he's got a lot left in that tank of his. And he looks good a couple times that I saw the preseason.
With or without the hoodie?
Maybe.
I mean,
I think he was just trying to lose a little weight.
Okay.
He's trying to sweat it off.
Okay.
That's okay. He needed to drop a couple, and he does look pretty good to me. I'm rooting for Paul George. I'm not the biggest fan because in the East, he was a poor man's LeBron James. And
Stop it.
Well, he was, because he was stuck as the man on a team that didn't have a second fiddle.
Now he's Paul George. Now, you call him his real name now.
Because he's in the perfect spot for Paul George, because he's now a complementary star. He's a second or maybe even a third fiddle, and it's a good fit for him. He's a good basketball player. He's more like LeBron. He can pass it a little bit.
Yeah, he can rebound, defend.
He's got some unselfishness to him that Carmelo does not have. So back to your point, there was a reason Kevin Durant left Russ behind. And yet I started rooting for Russ for the first time. Remember, this is his 10th year in the league.
Yes.
So he is set in his ways.
Yeah.
But last year, I rooted for him because I just wanted to see him just say, watch this, Kevin. And he did. And he won the MVP. And he averaged a triple-double. But I've always said about Russell, he's a little more interested in starring than winning. Mm-hmm. Well, now he's on the hot seat, because now he has a chance to sacrifice his starring, his brand, a little bit of his brand, a little bit of his stats, to incorporate 2 very good basketball players into this system. They're not a very deep team, but their star, to quote LeBron last year, ironically, they're top heavy as you know what.
They're top heavier.
They are, but they're in a good way.
Yes.
So it has the elements to be a good team that could threaten Golden State a little. They have the star power if they could find a fit.
But what happens when they go to the bench?
Not much. That's the problem. But I do like their 5.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.